You know, I think we actually have to take a step back and prepare them for the figure that was in that question, which is that 50% of your evidence is coming from a mobile device going forward. That is something, as a realization that most lawyers have not really taken in yet. When you throw around that stat, you don't see a lot of acceptance of it. In AccessData, we've been doing a lot of thought leadership the last year and a half around mobile e-discovery, and we're just now starting to get to a point where people are willing to acknowledge that it exists. It has to do with the fact that they don't have a way to get data off of the devices. So they don't have a tool that can do that. In fact, we did a recent survey with the Ponemon Institute. We surveyed about 500 professionals in the IT and legal kind of area, and over 50% of them have no way to get data off of a mobile device for e-discovery, which we were even surprised that 45% said they do. And we think that they probably are using a mobile device management software to do that, which is really not an e-discovery solution. So if you're harvesting data with a mobile device management solution, that means that you are not getting any of the data that's in an application. You're probably not getting any text messages or geolocation information, which can be very useful in an e-discovery context. And you're definitely not having the data come out in a fashion that it can be reviewed alongside other case data in a litigation support platform. You may think you have a mobile collection solution, but it's unlikely that it's forensically sound and that it's built to treat e-discovery and to be reviewed alongside other e-discovery case data. And that's a big differentiator. So yeah, preparing them for collection and processing, once we get them to acknowledge that mobile e-discovery exists and then they need to start worrying about it, you really have to just make them understand that you can't use other solutions that aren't designed for e-discovery in order to get the data off of the device. So you really, the first step is actually being proactive. Right now, most people are in a reactive state. Target data breach, did they have a solution in place before they got hacked? No, and companies really cannot operate that way anymore, as we're finding out, in the news every day. So at AccessData, especially around the mobile issue, we think the first thing you need is a good BYOD policy. You've really got to regulate the bring your own device situation, considering that I think it's 74% of companies allow BYOD currently. Gartner predicts that by 2016, over half of companies will not even be issuing their own devices anymore, basically requiring BYOD. So, we're moving into an era where there are going to be a lot of challenges around that particular thing. So your policy has to be sound. It has to take into account privacy issues. So, when you're taking somebody's phone to review data on it, you got to make sure that your investigators know what to look at, what not to look at, what to share, what not to share. We had a recent case, Verizon case, where the investigator harvested data off of an employee's phone. And this actually wasn't even a BYOD phone, it was a company-owned device, but she was using it for her own a private email account as well. And he took 3 years of emails off of her private account that she thought she had deleted, and then shared them with other people outside the investigation. So, that's something where, maybe not so much a BYOD policy, but a training issue. And that's another thing, you got to train your investigators around privacy issues. The other approach that we think is really important is an integrated approach if you want to be proactive. So right now, people are in a situation where they have a lot of point solutions. They'll have 10 to 12 different programs for their cybersecurity platform. They'll have an e-discovery platform, maybe more than one. They'll have an internal investigation tool for HR matters and things like that. And they're all different systems, different support, different training, different people, teams running the solution. We think going forward, putting all of those things on one platform is going to be a really good thing for companies to consider. We have a product that's coming out this month that is going to do just that. We're going to have cybersecurity, e-discovery, and internal investigation running on one backend. So, one team can run the platform, one set of hardware to run the software, one monitor instead of 12, and it's all data. Everything, whether it's an e-discovery request or a cyber response to a cyber breach, you're interrogating the same data for both of those scenarios. And so why not do it on one platform? And that's something that we at AccessData feel very strongly about, that can really help with efficiency, cost savings, all of that. And so I think that's a major part of being proactive about about the problems that exist today, the hacking, the malware, everything that's attacking your system from every angle. If you have one single streamlined system that can respond to those things before they happen, or kill them dead before they become a problem, you're really ahead of the game, and that's the key to being proactive. You have a breach like Target, you learn lessons pretty fast about how people are getting into your network and what they're doing and what they're taking. So yeah, you learn quickly from those mistakes, and if you're smart, you put in solutions and processes in place so that it doesn't happen again. But yeah, you definitely learn a lot from a breach.